Hello! Are you ready for a super weird tax story from the past? Well, we're going to look at a time when Henry VIII, yes, that's the big guy with the 6 wives, decided to tax, wait for it, beards. Yes, you heard that right. That funny facial hair that men have on their faces. Sounds a bit weird, right? So get ready for this quirky adventure back in time to find out why. Now, Henry VIII was no ordinary king. He ruled England in the 1500s and made lots of really bold decisions. But one of his weirder decisions was, well, a little bit hairy. In 1535, he introduced the beard tax. Yes, a tax on having a beard. But why did King Henry want to tax beards? Well, one thing he wasn't doing was trying to collect more money for fun. He needed the cash to pay for his palaces and all the sorts of things that royal people need, and the more different ways he could raise cash, the better. Henry was the king, but he also had a beard, and all the rich men in his court wanted to look like him and be like him. Henry had started a bit of a trend. Beards were in. Here's how the beard tax worked. If you had a beard, you had to pay a special fee. But not everyone paid the same amount. If you were rich and had a beard, you had to pay a huge amount of money. But if you were poor and had a beard, you didn't pay as much. So, what do you think happened next? Well, some people just didn't want to pay the tax, so they shaved off their beards. But then, when they had no beard, it was obvious that they couldn't or wouldn't pay the tax. Can you imagine spending all of that time growing a nice thick beard and then having to say goodbye to it just to save yourself some money? But that is exactly what some people did. Other people were willing to pay the tax just to keep their beards. After all, who wants to look barefaced when they've got a perfectly good-looking beard that they can show off? So, next time you see someone rocking a beard, just remember that back in Henry VIII's time, that beard might have cost them more than a trip to the barber. Who knew that a king could be so obsessed with facial hair? I guess I'm lucky that I wasn't living back in King Henry VIII's time. Well, thank you for joining me on this wacky historical tax journey into the beard tax. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for more wild stories, and let us know in the comments below if you'd pay the beard tax to keep your beard. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.